Hello, my name is Enzo Mecca. I'm your host. Today I'm continuing a series about practitioners that do card reading of some type. Some people do it as a main therapy. Others do it as a sideline. Our next guest does exactly that. It's something that she does on the side apart from other things. Her name is Joanna McDonald. Welcome, Joanna.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
So just to introduce the segment, basically, we live in this straight society where it's a control system. Like everything we do is some kind of control system. We follow rules. We're led certain ways. And one of the reasons I like doing interviews or chats like this is that we go beyond what we're trained to do. So anything coming, there's so much information coming in. We're only trained a certain way to perceive a certain way, so that we follow the crowd, follow the herd. But I like to be unconventional. I like to explore the other possibilities. Whether you believe this or not, there is something else going on. And I know, Joanna, you're tapped in, so I really like that you're here with me today.
Thank you so much. My major modus operandi, or my raison d'etre, like they say in Quebec, is really to honor the sacred spirit that's within you. And we have all of the answers within us. We just need to take the time to listen to them. So where I like to play, I guess I won't say work, I like to play, is really tapping into that inner wisdom and listening to what your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit has to say, so that you can effectively live a life that you love, and you can avoid sort of all of that clutter. Let's say, I mean, we can't completely avoid it in life, but we can try to sidestep it somewhat, so that we can really go direct to the things that bring us the most joy.
So I understand, and I know that you do other things as a main practice. Could you just, as an intro, give us an idea of what you do, and then explain the type of cards you read?
Yeah, no problem. Well, my company, I mean, really, I'm my own brand, it's Joanna McDonald. I'm in the process of launching something for the fall, which is really lifestyle based. So it's really about creating a lifestyle that fits your spirit. As you're mentioning before, Enzo, we get kind of segued down these paths from our parents, from our DNA, from our culture, and some of them are really good and beneficial, and some of them don't really serve us. So where I like to work with my clients is helping them discover what brings them the most joy, how they like to create their environment and their space. You could call me your atmosphere engineer, because I work a lot with feng shui, and I work a lot with the home and your surroundings. And if you're not thriving in your space, it's like a basic plant in nature. Some need sun, some need shade. I work a lot with my clients to figure out what their ideal environment is, what brings them the most peace, and then we can go from there. Once we've created a beautiful environment for them, they're starting off on the right foot. So that's where I play in my business. I do have a couple of products that I sell as well to enhance your spirit and to really enjoy your day, and to get the most out of what life is trying to offer you. And one of those actually happens to be my, whoops, I dropped a few of them, my Chakra cards. Oh, you can see them there. It's a deck of 25 cards, and they specialize. I'll show you some of the inside ones here. They specialize on color, of course, bringing out color and using the color vibration to make you feel better. That's one aspect. But they also focus a lot on the 7 major chakras. So we have, for each chakra, we have 3 cards. We have a body card, a mind card, and a spirit card. So I'll see if I can find one here. For example, this is for the solar plexus. This is the body card, and it says, cook yourself a soul food meal. So you're going to feed your solar plexus chakra. So what we're going to be working on today is I'm going to choose a card or two that's going to take us for the next coming week. So I'll do a collective reading really quickly on what you can do to boost the chakra that we choose, or spirit chooses, that wants to inspire us today, that you can use in your life to boost your entire energy system. I long ago, I stopped looking at just the body or just the mind. I really looked at the entire energy system and the integration of all of these aspects working together. So that's what we're going to do today.
Great.
So ready to choose a card?
Sure.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So we'll shuffle them up nicely. Usually when I'm about to, go into my insight and to ask a question to spirit, I take a couple of nice deep breaths. So if you're doing this at home with whatever deck that you want to use yourself, or maybe you're using a pendulum or something and you want to get in touch with your insight, I would suggest taking a couple of nice deep breaths to start off with, maybe light a candle so that you can really come into the moment. So if everybody wants to join me right now, close your eyes, place your feet on the ground, and come into the moment. Nice deep breath in through the nostrils. And a nice big exhale out through the mouth. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, so this really helps us connect with our spirit and our insight. So here we go. We'll choose a nice card for today. Actually, for the coming week. Oh, there's one that's sticking to my fingers. And sometimes if a card sticks to my fingers or it jumps out of the pack, this is a good indication for you that you should probably take a look at it. So those are just a couple of hints there when you're choosing your card. And surprisingly, guess which one I picked out?
I'm curious.
This one, the body card.
Hold it up.
Yourself a soul food meal. This is the one we were just talking about. So clearly, maybe it's myself that needs it, but I'm going to encourage all of you to go to the grocery store maybe today or sometime this weekend or this coming week and look at the beautiful colors we have in the produce department now in all of our grocery stores. Source out some beautiful veggies, maybe from around, I live in Quebec, and I know Enzo does too, obviously, but source out some veggies for where you live. Buy local, support your entrepreneurs, eat fresh, honor the sacred space of your body. Sometimes we're going a little too fast in North America, and one of my big messages is really to slow down. This card is yellow. Of course, it represents the solar plexus chakra, which is right here, the entire digestive system, the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the intestines. So it's basically how you digest life. This goes way beyond what you eat for food. It's really how you digest experiences, how you digest relationships, all of that. So what this card is trying to tell us today is to feed yourself well, to nourish yourself with sacred experiences, with things that bring you joy. So if you know deep down inside that maybe that hot dog you're eating or the McDonald's or something, no judgment, is not making you feel all that great, switch up to something that does make you feel empowered, alive, fresh, and motivated to create a life that you love. Okay, if the food that you're eating is draining you, look through your pantry, look through your fridge right now, go in and throw out the little packets of leftovers and the things that aren't feeding yourself with an adequate vibration. Another way you can activate this chakra, if you don't have time to cook yourself food, you can dress in the color yellow, put a yellow top on if that's where you're at and that's what you've got time for today. Just try to bring in the color vibration of yellow. Or maybe you want to I have right here essential oils that are orange. Use something that's in the yellow hue. So maybe lemon or pineapple or something, an essential oil to boost your spirit and bring in that color vibration.
I want to just jump in here. You said food is vibration. I want people to understand this. I'm going through a period where I have friends that still eat meat. And occasionally, I'm not a perfect human being. Occasionally I do, but I'm talking about, a slice of this, a slice of that. I never buy meat. But there's some people that still think that it's okay. And I think it's laziness. It's because meat is very easy to prepare very quickly. And they're not conscious of what they're doing. Food is vibration. What you're ingesting is energy. And again, it's all these levels that we generally don't perceive, but it's having an impact on us.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's important to say that some people everybody is where they're at. So, a vegetarian diet, I'm going to step out on a limb here and I don't want to get too much into that debate, but a vegetarian and vegan diet is very healthy for you, but it's not for everybody. So animals are here to be of service, best morally, ethically correct for our body type. So if that's where we're at and that's good and we're okay with that, then that's great. Other people have to go through their journey and they have to process at their own pace. So what's right for me may not be right for someone else. And the animals, they forgive us. They're here to be of service. And I really believe in also blessing your food ahead of time and being grateful for your food and whatever that may be. Thank whatever came to your table and how it got to your table. A good habit I've gotten into doing when we eat dinner is thanking the farmers and the people who have worked hard to provide that food for you, wherever it comes from. It's an attitude of gratitude and really, really makes a difference in your digestion. So if you take a minute to think about, someone who's standing up at a counter, scarfing down a donut and a coffee and running off to work versus somebody who's sat down, mindful a little bit and has blessed their food and allows themselves to eat properly, the difference in your digestion in your body is incredible. I mean, your energy will go so much further during the day if you take the time to sacredly feed yourself. Now, of course, some circumstances in life, sometimes we're busy and we go off on little tangents, and that's okay. We forgive ourselves, but it's important to go towards a lifestyle where you're honoring yourself, body, mind, and spirit, that you love yourself to the point that you will give yourself the very best. I think that's the moral here. Yeah.
Excellent. I want to go back to something you said. You said the card said to feed or make yourself some soul food. So guess what I did this morning? I woke up early. There it is.
There it is. Yeah. Okay.
So I woke up early this morning to go out for breakfast. Now, I try not to eat dairy, and there's a place just around the corner. They have a healthy menu item, and it's just buckwheat crepes.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat gluten with fruits. So simple as that. But I could have cooked that here. I mean, I could have done this myself. So maybe the message is more about spending time with yourself, taking time. So maybe the energy in my home is actually much better, and spending time with myself is much better than having to go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's what I got
with that
from
being
it.
said, I mean, I think we all have to ask ourselves every day, what serves me the most? What makes me feel great? There's no point in living a life where you feel like crap every day. We've learned and we've been conditioned to live in fear, live in anger, live in what's going to happen next, Amber Alert. Oh my gosh, we're always on these like pins and needles on social media sometimes of what dread is coming next, and our nervous systems are always running. So it's really important to ask yourself every day, is this feeding me really well? Is this serving me, or is this draining my battery? And when you ask yourself those questions, unconsciously you'll start to go towards things that make you feel good, and you will start to drop off the other things. And that's the clutter I was talking about at the beginning, is you just sort of less and less you will be attracted to those experiences.
Okay, let's go on. I hope I didn't break the flow here.
No, not at all. I really want to encourage people to go out and maybe, one good thing about Pinterest, or there's a couple of good things about Pinterest, is it really sparks your appetite. You can look up a couple of recipes for things, maybe you want to eat Indian food, or you want to try Vietnamese, or you want to try different flavors. Go out and really go to the grocery store and try something new. Maybe invite a few people over too. If you're by yourself and you don't normally eat with somebody, try something new and invite a couple of people over and see what conversations come out of just a potluck dinner, or where everybody contributes. There's wonderful, wonderful benefits of eating with other people and having a nice discussion, maybe a nice bottle of wine or something with your friends, or having a nice breakfast or a lunch with different people. Or, as you mentioned, Enzo, before, maybe you need some solitude time and you really need to have a peaceful meal by yourself and have a retreat night. Whichever way you're going to do this, bless your food, bring it in and integrate it into your system, and ask yourself if this is really making you feel good when you're buying it. If you're getting that kind of feeling, well, maybe I shouldn't, go with that. If you're getting a feeling of, oh yeah, I'm really drawn to those beautiful tomatoes, or maybe I really would like to have a banana, honor your body's instinct to grab what it needs to feel good.
Excellent. Honor your body's instinct. I like that.
Yeah, those are your messages for this week. I think that's pretty simple. I mean, the yellow and the with the bounty of beautiful vegetables and fruit. I'm getting all excited right now because I love food. To go to the grocery store and really cook yourself something amazing. Let me see here. The last thing I just wanted to close up on is if you have a crystal or I have some selenite here. If you have a little gemstone or something with you that's yellow, you can always meditate and ask your body what it would like to have at this time. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm like, what am I going to have for breakfast? And my body will tell me, okay, coconut or go get cinnamon or something. And I will intuitively know maybe what I'm missing or what I would like to incorporate into my diet today. So take a minute this weekend. I encourage you to maybe find a crystal if you want to meditate, or get a certain color vibration in your closet, put some clothes on, they're different colors, and ask your body what it really would like to have, because it'll tell you. And oftentimes I go outside in nature and I go for a walk and I ponder things, and that's often when I get my answers, which is in nature. So that's a little tip for you. If you're finding it hard in meditation to understand what your body's saying to you, go out in nature and see if you can possibly get an answer there, because I'm pretty sure, guaranteed, in nature, usually things come in quite nicely.
Okay, can you tell us a bit about the deck? How many cards are there?
The deck is 25 cards. So 25 cards, there's 3, as I mentioned, for each 7 chakras. So for example, here we have, this is the sacral chakra. We have 1 for the mind. Oh, that's the body again. We have 1 for the mind, for the sacral and the root chakra here. This is the root chakra. 1 for the body, 1 for the mind, 1 for the spirit. And there's 4 power cards, which are really powerful mantras. So that on those days when you're not working with a particular chakra, you just need to have a little boost in the right direction. There's 4 spirit cards to really jumpstart your mindset. Oftentimes I will use these cards if I'm working with a particular chakra. If there's something that I feel needs to come out somewhere in my body, or if I'm working particularly on something that I really, an issue I want to come out, for example, in my throat or something, I will go to the cards and I will work with the cards, body, mind, and spirit, for about a week or so until that issue resolves itself. So I will work with the mantra. I will work with the body action. Let's say if it's a sea salt bath, or if it's singing out loud for the throat chakra or something like that, I will work with that until my issue comes out either in a journal or comes to my consciousness. And I find these really help, incorporating the colors on my body and working with, it comes with in a bag like this with like a little gemstone attached. I work with the gemstone and I ask, how I can resolve and align the body, the mind, and the spirit. And they're pretty powerful. They work really well, actually, when you incorporate, all of your senses, which is what the cards were designed for. I find that miracles really happen that way.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that. Great tips. So I wanted to just touch on something else. I also know you're a medical intuitive, and I had the pleasure to have a session with you, and I found this exceptionally very interesting. Again, a different way to tap in and listen to what your body is saying. My issue was low back pain that I've had about 3-4 years now, and it's been getting incrementally worse as time went along. And through your reading, I got an insight into what the problem is without me even knowing, and it brought some interesting things to the surface, including past life, for example. Something that I never even entertained would be an issue with the lower back. And I think no one therapy can be the answer to everything, but it was definitely a big morsel that is helping me along the way with that. What I've noticed in my day-to-day thinking is that maybe I am able to change it just through my thought process. And anyway, it's very interesting. I was really grateful for that.
Yeah, it's unbelievably powerful and so easy. This is the big cosmic joke, is that everybody thinks everything is so complicated, and how am I going to do this and how am I going to do that? And when you are in tune with what you are here to do, what your purpose is, and what your body is trying to share with you, and you ask it with love, the answers that come out of your energetic system is really incredible. I've lived a lifetime, I think, in this lifetime of health. And my purpose this time around is really total body, mind, spirit, health, and balance. And I've lived that with pain in my body, with illness, with grave disease. I've been in and out of hospitals a lot in my 20s and 30s. But I thank that experience, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do today and wouldn't be able to help people like you without that. So when we, again, go to the attitude of gratitude and we ask our body, oh, geez, why do I have this gas? Why am I feeling uncomfortable around this certain person, or after I eat this certain food, or if I'm in the wrong job or the wrong relationship? If you simply ask what the symptoms are before they get too bad, and you're paying attention to what your energetic system is trying to tell you. It's like your GPS. You're going to get those results earlier, and you're going to be able to sidestep them and go on with your life, instead of getting to the point of getting really, really, really sick when your body is like screaming at you to pay attention. We don't want that. So this is really what my biggest mission is proactive health. I want to help people before they actually get to the point where they have to be in the hospital, or they have to take pills, or they have to really, heaven forbid, end their life because they've gone to the point where they don't see any other choices. But really, we want to help people a lot before that, so that they have the tools to honor themselves. And I totally agree with you that the body is a vast knowledge base of information. I mean, we are the universe. Each human body is a cosmic microcosm, of the earth. We all have a torus around us. This is what Reiki does. Reiki manipulates the magnetic field. And we have not only, within our body, we have all of this cellular memory from other lifetimes ago, from, other people. We're all connected in this big soup, this big cosmic soup. So it's really, overwhelming for some people. But when you look at just yourself and your purpose for being here, you have a wealth of knowledge inside you. So I like to help people find out what that is. So I'm really, really excited that you got so much out of your your session. That's great.
Yeah. You touched on something. So many of us are aware that we can listen to our body. Like we get messages all the time, but I like the idea of talking to the body. So it makes sense that if you can listen, you should also be able to talk to it. And I think that's fascinating. And most people don't do it because it's stupid, they would think, right? That's the way we're trained. But I think it's actually very sane.
Yeah, well, we're not taught to do that. We're taught, go to a professional, go to somebody else, go ask someone else, for everything. Some things make sense, when you're in a jam or you've broken your arm and you're coming to the hospital carrying your own head. Clearly doctors are really beneficial for helping in a lot of cases. And this is not a criticism against any profession, but we're always taught to go outside ourselves when we can always start inside, and we can ask the body what it needs, and what changes can we make that are safe for ourselves. My whole premise is really about be aware, be informed, do your own research, find out what's going on with yourself, do what you can first, and then if you need some extra choices, of course, go to your health professionals. But for little, minor things, day-to-day things, insight, you can always meditate, and you can ask and listen to the body. It will tell you what it needs and what it needs for resources. If it needs to go to the doctor, then great, go. If it needs to have a change in diet, then amazing, do that. But first, listen to your heart and your insight, and see what the best course of action is to do.
Excellent, Joanna. Thanks for helping us tap in. Do you want to add anything?
Just be mindful today to be in the present moment. I think that's my wish for everybody this week. I'm going to send out a beautiful wish to everybody that you listen. you pay attention. And, there might be some clutter coming up at first. And, we get a lot of thoughts in our head and we get a little bit overwhelmed with everything that's going on. But give yourself some time in the coming week to find some quiet and to find some time to really nourish your body and take good care of your body. And I promise, guarantee that you're going to find some miracles along the way. So that's my wish for you this week.
Thank you so much, Joanna McDonald, exceptional practitioner in many different little things. Do check her out. What's the website address?
www.joannamcdonald.ca. That's Joanna with an A on the end, and McDonald, McDonald. You can also find the chakra cards in my boutique. They're about $20, I believe, and they come, as I mentioned, in a nice little bag with a gemstone. So if you need more information about those, they're in my shopping cart on my website. And thank you so much for having me, Enzo. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I love those little cards. I got to get me a pack. And there you have it, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.